attaining closeness to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. But as we start to taper down our Hajj coverage, we are joined this morning on the program by Qari Tahir Saloo, and we're going to talk about the lasting legacy of Hajj, because there are many who may have performed Hajj last year, a few years ago, some years ago. These Hajjis will be returning in the coming days. What's the lasting legacy of Hajj? What kind of long-term impact and effect should it have on your life? Qari Sahab, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the program.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah, Maulana Sulaiman.
Well, you took out a video clip night before last, highlighting how fortunate the Hujjaj were as they were starting to make their way to Arafah. Over the last couple of days, following the Hajj here from South Africa, what were the thoughts running through your mind?
I think every single year when we happen to see Hajj, the feeling immediately comes, I think in the form of a dua that, oh Allah, please let me be there next year. No matter how many times a person has been for Hajj, every single year there's a certain level of spirituality that engulfs the entire Hajj. And I think every single year when you watch that, you say, how fortunate are these people who are there? And we just hope that they actually understand how fortunate they are being chosen to be there. And we always have the hope that inshallah, in the very near future, we will also be there.
Inshallah. Looking back at your own Hajj journey, what would you say is the lasting legacy of Hajj? What should ideally be the lasting effect and impact of Hajj? How does a Hajj who made Hajj in recent years or even some years back look back at their own Hajj and make it relevant once again?
I think every Hajj is different for every single person. But every Haji, without doubt, takes something back from Hajj. And we were fortunate on my first Hajj. We were surrounded by some very, very senior ulama, and being in their company, there was something that was very, very impressed on our minds. And they said a Haji and a non-Haji are different. A Haji has got something to answer to Allah because Allah has given you the opportunity to have a clean slate in life. So you have to make an effort to live that life when you get back from Hajj. Now, we all know realistically, when you leave from Arafah, you have the sense of forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to come home and you want to live that out. And as human beings, we will fall into errors, into sin when you come back. But Hajj has to remind you that you have a covenant with Allah, and you have to try and get back onto that slate. And talking of Hajj, of our first Hajj, we were fortunate in the sense that Hazrat Maulana Fazl Rahman Sahib was with us, Mufti Desai, rahimahullah, Maulana Harun Abbas Umar, Maulana Madani, rahimahullah, was with us, and it was just myself and my wife. And being first time in Hajj, being surrounded by these people was sort of, a comfort. And traveling with them from here all the way till there, it was really, really comforting. And I kept telling them on the way that, it's my first Hajj and I don't really know what to do. And they said, and I distinctly remember here at the airport, Maulana Fazl Rahman, Hafidhahullah, asking me, why are you going for Hajj? And I said, it's my Farad Hajj. So he said, yes, you're going to fulfill your Farad Hajj. But that once the farad is fulfilled, it's fulfilled. But what do you want to come back with from Hajj? And I said, no, you tell me. And he said, Hajj is a journey of love. Hajj is a journey where Allah gives you a new chance in life. Make sure you come back with that opportunity. And I think that's just something that's really, really stuck in my mind in particular. And I think every Haji has got something that they came home with from Hajj. Because in Hajj, you tend to talk to Allah individually. And what you say to Allah is that legacy which you will come back with.
Now, as we're moving, from following Hajj over the last 2 days and a bit towards our own Eid tonight and tomorrow, what inspiration would you say should we back home be taking from the Hajj, which will be beneficial for us in the coming days of Udhiyah and Qurbani?
I think one thing in particular is that we realize Allah is in control of everything, and whatever we want, we should ask of Allah. This may seem strange to Hajj, but when you see the amount of people that go for Hajj, it's a minimal amount compared to the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These people have been selected by Allah, and trust me, there are people out there who have been asking Allah for a while, who have been begging Allah, who have been giving out sadaqah, who have been getting up for tahajjud salah, just to make it to the Hajj. And now Allah has given them what they want. And every time we see that, we remember that when you want something, ask of Allah, and nothing is impossible in the eyes of Allah. So when we see these Hujjaj, we have to understand that they have been chosen by Allah, and we can also be chosen by Allah, but we need to turn to Allah. Secondly, the efforts that the Haji goes through, and when a person is in Hajj, they are in Ihram, they are in absolute simplicity, away from the general luxuries of the world. Yet they are the most beloved to Allah in these days, which means that even without having our luxuries, even without always being overawed by the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in terms of our luxuries, sometimes in our simplicity, that's when we find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So people who are undergoing difficulties here should never ever think that, I don't have much, so how am I beloved to Allah? People in Hajj, Allah has taught us in that simplicity, they are the closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you see the efforts of people in Hajj, I think the one thing that just simply stands out, which we have to take, especially over these days, is that we are all equal in the eyes of Allah. No matter what status a person has. I've had an opportunity of seeing high-level people in Hajj, imams of the Haram in Hajj. And when you see them as absolutely normal people, doing exactly as everybody else do, going on the floor and picking up pebbles, makes us realize that we are all equal in the eyes of Allah, and it is only taqwa that differentiates us. So we have to also remind ourselves throughout watching this journey of Hajj, which I think is imperative for every Muslim, wherever you may be in the world, to follow Hajj, because without doubt, it will bring in us these feelings of Hajj, and it will inspire amazing du'as in you when you watch the sacrifices of the Hujjaj.
Guys, shukran so much for your time and for chatting with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Jazakallah for the opportunity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the Hajj of everybody who are there. And at the same token, those who haven't been and those who have been, may Allah bless them all with many Hajj in the future.
Ameen. And we all look forward to performing Eid Salah behind you tomorrow, at the Lenasia Eidgah, inshallah.
Looking forward to that, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Qari Tahir Saloo, the Imam of Mayfair Jummah Masjid.